Hello friends, welcome back to another session of Core Java tutorials. Today we will be seeing static variables. A class member can be accessed only in conjunction with an object of its class. Like I'll be writing a fully qualified name like the name of the object reference dot the data member name. Okay, so we have seen that how to access the instance variables in my previous video. So like that you will be accessing the instance members. But sometimes you want to define a class member that is used independently of any object of that class. You just want to access the members of a class directly without an object. To create such a member, just precede its declaration with the static keyword. So this is an instance variable. If I just precede its declaration with the static keyword, now this has become the static variable. The static keyword can be applied to classes, making them as static classes. Okay, so here one thing is like your outer classes cannot be static. Only the inner classes or the nested classes can be static class. Okay, right. And you can apply this to the variables like how we have done here. So these are static variables. And you can also apply them for methods. So static methods are there. Okay, and also there are static blocks. Okay, so a block also can be a static block. Okay, so you can apply static keyword for all these things. One static method that we already know is a main method. And you know why main method is static. Why main method is static? Because your JVM can access main method before any objects of the class are created. Okay, so that's the reason main method has become static. Memory allocation of the static variables happens when the class is loaded into the memory. Okay, so this happens when the class loader works in the JVM. So during that phase itself, the static variables are, memory is allocated for the static variables. And static variables are stored in the method area. Okay, so they are stored in the method area. And static variable is common to all instances of the class. So we'll just try to understand the essence of the static variable. So in this particular example, there are three variables. The first one is college name and the second one is name of the student and this is the roll number of the student. Now can you take a guess on which variable should become static? Okay, so college name should become static because it is common to all the instances of the class. Okay, college name should become static. Okay, because these are class level variables. Okay, so these are class level variables and I said static variable is common to all instances of the class. So we should be making a variable static when you feel that the variable will be common to all the instances. So in this case, string name and int roll number should not be static because they are independent of each and every object. Each and every student will be having his or her own name and roll number specified to them. But the college name for all the students will be same. So when a variable is common to all the instances of the class, in that cases, you will be making that variable as static. In this case, college name will be a static member of the class. And for each and every object, say I'm having two objects, okay, S1 and S2. Okay, for the object S1, okay, so the name will be different. Say the name is Pinky and the roll number is 505. For S2, again the name will be different. The name can be okay, Shika, and the roll number can be 582. Okay, so because the name and roll number will be different for each and every student, but the college name is common. So SVECW is common for both the objects. Okay, so that's a reason for static variables a single copy is maintained. Okay, so there is only one single copy will be maintained for the static variables. So here in string name and int roll number are the instance variables and string college name is the static variable. So there will be only single copy of the static variable, and this copy will be shared among the objects or the instances of the class. That's the reason static variables are also called as a class level variables. We can also say that instance variables declared globally are called as static variables. Static variables are initialized when the class is loaded. Okay, so if you are not giving any value for assignment, then it takes the default value. So the default values are similar to the default values that instance variables get. Like for byte, short, int, long, it is 0, and for double and float, it is 0.0. And for character, it is like Unicode null. And for strings and for objects and for arrays, it is null. Okay, so it gets the default value. And the static variables are initialized before any object of that class is created. Okay, and you can also initialize the static variables in the static blocks. We'll see what is meant by static blocks. Block is simply a block with the static keyword preceded before it. So static and an open curly bracket and a closed curly bracket. Okay, so this is called as a static block. And static block is executed during the class loading itself. So this is the statement, this is the block that will be executed even before main method executes. So static block, there can be n number of static blocks inside the program, but the order, the execution order will be in the order of their placements inside the class. Static blocks are used for initialization. So if you want to do certain computations before initializing a static variable, you will be using a static block. And not only for that, you can also use static blocks for loading the dynamic libraries. Okay. So herein I am using a static block for initializing the static variables. So say I want to initialize the value of z, and before initializing the value of z, I want to do certain computation, and then the result is initialized to z. In these cases, you will be using the static blocks. Static blocks are used for initializing static variables. And in this program, as you can see, there are two static blocks. This is the first static block and this is the second static block. And the order of execution of the static blocks will be the placement, the order of placement inside the class. Since this static blocks comes first, so this will execute first. And then this static block will be executed. And static blocks will be executed only once. Okay, so they will be executed only once. And they will be executed during the class loading itself, and they will be executed before the main method. And static blocks are used for initializing the static variables. Okay, right. And you can also initialize the static variables through the constructor. So herein I am initializing the static variable through the constructor. And you can also see that I have directly initialized the static variable during declaration itself. Even that you can do. Okay, right. How to access a static variable? Say I am having a static variable which is x, and we are seeing how to access the static variable inside the same class. So there is one static method inside the same class which is main method. So as I said, like, you don't require an object to access the static variables. So you can directly access the static variable. You can simply say x. Now what will be the output of this particular program? The output of this particular program will be 0. Okay, why the answer will be 0 is because we haven't initialized the variable x. Okay, since we haven't initialized the variable x, the default value for integer will be assigned to x, and the default value of integer is 0. So the output of this particular program will be 0. So you can directly access the static members from a static method without an object, and also if you are not assigning any value to the static variables, the default values will be assigned. Okay, can I access a static member with an object reference? Okay, so I want all of you to guess the output of this particular program. So the output of this particular program will be 25. You can also access a static member through an object because they are common across all the objects. The answer will be only 25 across all the objects that you create. In case if I create another object OB1 and if I try to print OB1.x, again the answer will be 25. Okay, so you can also access them through the object reference. You can also say object reference.x. Even if it is a static member, you can access it with an object. But the point here is the difference between the instance variables and the static variable is that static variables can be accessed both directly or you can also access them through the object reference. But instance variables can be accessed only and only through an object reference. Okay, so that's the difference. Accessing a static member inside a non-static method. Okay, so this is a non-static method which is also called as an instance method. And how can you access the members inside an instance method, inside a non-static method? So you can directly access them. Even if it is static method or it is a non-static method, the static members can be directly accessed. Okay, you don't require an object to access the static variables from within a static method and from within a non-static method. So this is how to access static members within the same class methods. Now we'll see how to access the static methods from outside the class. So this is a program which shows how to access the static members from a method of another class. Okay, so here we are having one class. So this is class A, and inside class A there is one static variable which is x. And how to use this static variable in another class which is test. And we are trying to access it from a method which is a static method. And we are trying to access this x inside the method over here. To access that, we need fully qualified name to access the static variable into another class method. Okay, right. So that is the class name dot the static variable name. So what is the class name? The class name is A. So A dot x is the fully qualified name to access the static variable of another class. Okay, so this is how you access it. But if you want to access the static variable within the class, inside the methods of within the class, then you don't require anything. You can directly use the name of the static variable. But to access it in another method of another class, then you have to use this kind of syntax to access the static variable. Static variables are created when program starts and destroyed when the program stops. Okay, so unlike the instance variables are created when the objects are created and destroyed when the object is destroyed. Okay, static variables are generally declared as public. Static variables are generally used for the constant variables. Like whenever you say static final, then they are considered to be the constants. Okay. So the constant variables are generally final variables need initialization. So you should not forget this. It need initialization, and generally constant variables are it's the naming convention for the final variables are they are put in the identifiers are put in uppercase. Okay. So here the department is CSE, and this is a final constant, and this is a static final. Static final are generally constants, and they're mostly used for declaring the constant variables, okay, and they're made public or private, okay. So they can be used as public constants or they can be used as private constants. This is all about the static variables and static blocks, my friends. Hope this video is helpful to you. Stay home, stay safe, happy learning. Bye.